So you got a little more time with me than I thought. You've got this week, which was the retreat. You've got next week, they talking to their families about their spouses, families, and friends. Then you have decision day. Then we have the reunion. Thank you, Deborah, for clearing that up. And then they came through and followed it up, solidifying what you said already. Ray of Sunshines. I am your girl Talisa Rae, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Married at First Sight, season number 11, episode number 14, Stranger Spouse. Listen, y'all, I don't think Henry is gay. I was just asking and saying if somebody was speculating and asking what you thought. He does not give me those kind of vibes at all. He's far from it, but how do we know? We don't know until he told us this episode. I had to get that out the way, okay? Out of the way, because y'all was on my head in the comments, you know, any of that. Okay, so let's get started. So they actually have been together about almost 3-4 months because of the pandemic. It gave them an extra 6 weeks together, 8 weeks together. It doubled 16 weeks. This week is the couples retreat. They go to Covington, Louisiana, kind of camping, indoor camping with cabins, etc. I like outside on the ground camping, but I would not be opposed to camping in cabins either. Just so we have that clear. Dear future husband, be prepared to go camping. This week we'll see a lot of the couples discussing things or in a group setting. So I will still do couple by couple, but you will see more group kind of activity. However, when the episode first opened up, we saw Amani go visit Olivia to help Olivia pack her stuff, and she brought a little margarita so that they can, you know, kind of chit chat and pack at the same time. I ain't never seen no margarita in no like milk jug, y'all. Maybe it's just where I'm from. Maybe she made that on her own. Olivia gets to talking about how Brett took all the spices and all the food and everything that was his, but left the shot glasses. And you know, honestly, sometimes I just be wanting Amani, like, she gives good advice, but I know for me, I want my friends to be honest with me and straightforward. And I don't feel like she gave her honest opinion. Like, she only gave her, like, I think Olivia's a good girl and she shouldn't have been treated like that. She should have told her, well, you probably could have been a little more flexible. You do appear a little rigid. I love you, girl. Sometimes you can come off a little cold and rigid. That would help her more than agreeing with her. You know, because Olivia's like, well, you know, Brett reached out and asked if I wanted to hang out, but he didn't want to hang out while we was married. You know, maybe he had some thoughts. I mean, y'all been together for at least 14 weeks, right? 15 weeks if y'all didn't go the whole 16. So he had time with somebody in his bed, and maybe he's realizing, like, maybe she wasn't so bad after all. Maybe she needed the time apart so she could see how great a guy I am. All of that. But the likelihood of it, no, he's bored and lonely. So my one thing was, I don't like that Amani just went along. Like, you don't even know what goes on behind closed doors. You only know one side of the story. And I just feel like we all need friends that are going to be like, okay, so yeah, you can come off cold and rigid, even though that's not how you meant to be. You can come out unwavering, and, you know, even though that's not what it is, that's what it is. So I feel like that's what she should have said. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Do y'all like your friends to tell you, like, to fluff stuff up and just make it seem flowery and pretty and like you won't do nothing wrong? Or do you want them to tell you the truth? Let me know down below in the comments, because I really want to know. Okay, so let's talk Christina and Henry. We don't need to wait that long. Let's just get them out the way, because we've been waiting to hear his response, or if she ever showed the text message from the guy that said that he had been creeping over there and that he was gay, child. Listen, I mean, that was far-fetched. Anyway, Woody visits Henry, and he says, you know, Christina hasn't been around for a while. You know, and honestly, I don't know which one of y'all was that. She probably doing her, you know, because she was creeping off with that dress on, talking about she was helping her friend rearrange that furniture last week. You know, I ain't say it. That's what y'all said. And it's quite possible that she's been doing whatever Christina does, okay? Well, Henry, you know, is open with everybody but Christina, and he shares what's been happening with Woody, and that the accusation of him being gay, the insinuation, the accusation, the claim that he was gay, and there was a text message involved, excuse me. And I just want you to know, as I'm watching him tell Woody this stuff, all I think is Woody's face is epic black person, like epic facial expressions, like, you know, we make all the expressions. I make all the expressions here. You know, Henry makes mention, you know what, listen, I feel like our marriage is spiraling out of control. And in my mind, I was like, spiraling? It ain't never had no control. It's always been out of control. There has never been any real connection and real conversations. Henry, you have not shared a lot of stuff, and Christina isn't that great at communicating either. So you guys have just been really all over the place, and there's been no real spiral. Well, they're packing for the camping trip, the camping retreat, the couples retreat, and they are now sleeping in separate bedrooms. I do want to make mention that Henry had said, you know what, I feel like we're going to go on this retreat and Christina's going to act like nothing happened, like nothing's ever wrong. She's like, la la la. We see Christina talking in the diary cam or the confession cam or whatever the cam is, and she says, you know, I should have brought up that information I received earlier about him being gay. I don't think he's gay, but I really, you know, honestly was just being vindictive. Hurt people, hurt people. JJD, listen, babe, you was right. I mean, I think we all felt it, but you said it. She wanted to emasculate him since her coattail was pulled, since she was feeling unwanted, undesirable, like he didn't want her. And I don't know which one of y'all said it, but that is classic, oh, he don't like me, I'm all of that in a bag of chips, he must be gay. If he don't like me, I just think about that as when I was in my 20s, like, oh, you don't like me, you must be gay. No, you just not his preference, babe. That's it. You're doing things that he doesn't like, and dishonesty was one of those big things for a lot of people. So during the trip, Christina and Henry write letters to their younger self. You know that music that they put in there and that they play? Y'all, it has people looking crazy, because really what Christina was saying was actually real valid, real sincere. Like, it was just about how she had rough patches and to hang in there kind of, and you're gonna come out on top, and you know, but they made her sound like it was a mess. I mean, she emotionally, imagine writing a letter to your younger self. Me writing a letter to my younger self, I have done that as part of some self-healing work, and I cried, like literally ugly fetal position, cried. Okay, it was not like a pretty cry on TV. I would not have been able to do this exercise. I'ma just keep it a band. Y'all would have been like, seriously, Talisa? And then Henry, when he gives his letter, it is about guitars and singing lessons and living in the moment, and don't expect the things that you thought would happen when you were younger, the reality of, like, I mean, I'm gonna have to give it to Christina. It was very classic Henry. If you don't know how to look beyond and read between the lines, you probably would not have understood anything he was saying. You would have been like, this is so surface. But I kind of got it. It was more like, lower your expectations. Don't think you're going to be doing this high stuff. What a horrible thing to tell yourself at 10. Like, you better say shoot for the stars and maybe be the one to create the hoverboard. But actually, don't we have hoverboards? They're not really hoverboards, but what are they called? And you just, it follows where your mind goes. What are those called? They call hoverboards. they're called hoverboards. They're just not hovering. I mean, we've got self-driven cars that drive themselves and all kind of stuff. Like, so Henry, you're doing your younger self a disservice. Yes? All right, let's go to our next couple, which will be Karen and Miles, okay? And I just wrote down the first thing I wrote. Karen's voice irritates the fuck out of me. There's like no, it's so monotone. There's no intonation, no fluctuation. There's no personality in her. It's just very even. You know what I'm saying? Which also kind of tells you about, gives you a glimpse into who she is and her character. Very methodical, very rational, very logical, very analytical, very overthinker, okay? Like people who are like me, for instance, up, down, highs, lows, we're a little passionate, and we could probably learn a little bit from Karen, but Karen could definitely learn something from us. Like, come on and give us a little life. Show us your personality. That's what it is. My mother would always say, oh, that girl ain't got no personality. That's Karen. So as they're preparing to go to the retreat, you know, in Karen's diary cam, she's all like, I'm not really sure if I want to go. I mean, you know, we've got this pandemic, then all the social injustice, and then you've got all the social injustices happening to black people, and, you know, police injustices, police brutalities, the deaths. Like, it's like watching this is like reliving the beginning of this shit, and it is kind of triggering. And she's like, it hits different because now, you know, I'm married to a black man, so I feel differently about it. In addition, she just is like, I really just want some downtime to myself. She is so much of an introvert. So much needs to probably go inward, and she's used to being alone and needs to figure out how not to be. Like, she says, you know, we've grown this last month, especially after talking with the experts, but, you know, or is that him that says that there's still no physical intimacy? Maybe it's both of them. Nah, it's Miles. Miles said it. I didn't write who it was, but we know it was Miles because Karen gives 0 fucks about physical intimacy. I don't even know if they've got emotional intimacy, mental intimacy, spiritual intimacy. Are they praying together? Anything? Like, I'm curious to know. Are there other levels of intimacy that they're exploring? Because there's no physical. Anybody know? Did they say anything on Unfiltered? So while they're at the retreat, they play some game called ladder golf. I've never heard of it, never seen it. And Karen's really good at it. But the main point is the conversation that they have during the game. I wrote down he likes to get his feelings hurt. He's always asking questions that could possibly spiral him in the wrong direction, right? So he asks her, what is it that you need for decision day? I think maybe for her to say yes on decision day. And she says, you know, I need us to continue in the vein that we've been going with the genuine connection, authentic connection, because early on it felt forced. I'm gonna share a secret with you, Karen. It was, right? It was, I not want to say forced, but very much so intentional. Like putting all the energy and getting to know you. If we waited on you for it to be authentic and genuine at the pace that you want it to go, it would never happen. You needed some pushing, right? So yeah, it was not forced or pressured, but more so intentional. Let me ask all these questions so that you can open up. Otherwise, I'm gonna just be sitting on the couch holding your arm, touching your shoulder for the duration of the time that we're together. Ugh. He says he feels that they have grown, and you know that he's had some patience and it's provided some clarity. And I'm all like, I hope the clarity is that she don't fuck with you like that. Like she don't see you in that vein. She sees you as a friend. You guys haven't even progressed to the level of people that date. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you might start dating with somebody and y'all be cool while you get to know him, and then you realize, oh, I like him, and then it progresses to you're actually into him and you're dating and you're excited. She hasn't gotten to that place for me. It's so slow. 16 weeks and you still in the same place? Child. He asks if or did she ask? One of them asks about being nervous on decision day. He's all like, no, you know, no, I'm not nervous. Yeah, no, like he says he's not nervous because it really sounds like he might know what his decision is, but with Miles being a people pleaser, he'll probably say yes after watching this damn episode. Karen says, I'm not nervous in the sense of my decision, but I'm nervous because, you know, it's the pressure of making a decision. Then girl, you shouldn't have came on here. How did you get on Married at First Sight? Because you don't like to be pressured with anything to get to know nobody. Like, what was you expecting, just to come on there and like play patty cake? Y'all know I'm over Karen, so there's that. And then Valerie Arthur gave us a link to like Miles's football career in college and in high school. It's in the link. The link is in the comments of last week's video or recap and review, so go check it out. Like, he is really a good guy. Like, damn. Come on, girl, get it together. All right, let's talk Amani and Woody. You just see them briefly kind of packing, and you know, she's all like, you're packed? He was like, yeah. She's like, all I got is a pair of shoes. Y'all going camping. Y'all don't really need a whole lot of nothing. Really, the first time we see them alone, they're getting out the car, they're going into the cabin, and I wrote down, because I didn't know he had a BMW previously, but we got to see the emblem or whatever. His car fits him. It looks like Woody. Like, it looks like pre-marriage Woody. You know what I'm saying? It looks like, I get all the ladies Woody. It looks like I like to be styled and together Woody. Like that black on black BMW with the blacked out tinted windows fits his personality to me. And whoever that is that keeps saying they don't trust Woody even after he's opened up and been vulnerable, this is why. That would be the fuckboy's car. Like, that's how people would see that anyway. Not me. I like it. Okay. When we see them, they are playing dominoes together. They get a little bet going, honey. She liked that. She liked that coupon book. She said, I got some ideas. If I win, I want some more vouchers for my coupon book, honey. I know she got some things she want him to do, so that he don't do that often, and that's why she bringing that up. And he's all like, I'll just take a full body massage. She was like, bet, honey, and then won. Okay, so yeah, men tend to pride themselves on being great domino players, honey, but Amani has proven to be the queen dominologist in their relationship. Woody makes mention that being with all the couples makes him feel good about the place that him and Amani are in as it relates to their relationship when they compare to other people. And I mean, I think that includes Amelia and Bennett, because they don't have to make the decision of uprooting their lives and going somewhere, following some woman or man that they just met. Like, hold on to that thought though really quick. Woody asked Amani, well, what would it take for you to say no? And she's like, for you to do damn near a 180, a complete shift of character. Like, who you are now, you aren't that person, because right now I feel safe, and so if you show me that you are not trustworthy, then that would make me say no. And for him, he was like, listen, if you go back to being iffy, whether or not you like me or not, in that 50-50 place, I would probably be like, no, I'm out of here. And I don't know, that look she had, I don't understand why she's surprised that he would say that. Like, he's all in and he's throwing his whole heart on the line. So for him, it's either all or nothing. And when you were teeter-tottering and I was all in, like, I was staying with it. Like, I thought we were connected on a lot of levels. And for you to go backwards, yeah, no, I'm out. Like, I don't know why she was surprised by that. I think anybody with good sense, if you go back to, I'm not sure about if I want to be in this, after you already said you wholeheartedly you're in this, makes me feel like you're a flip-flopper. Makes me think you really don't know who you are and don't know what you want, and I don't have time for you to play with my heart and my emotions. Because if you stayed at the 50-50 mark, right, that 50-50, oh, I like him, but I'm still you know, unsure. I'm still a little apprehensive. If she had stayed in that place, that would be one thing. But for her to say I'm all in and that I love you and that I want to be with you, and then turn around and say, yeah, no, I'm not sure again, tells me that this is a waste of my time. Like, y'all let me know what you think about that down below in the comments. Amani says, you know, like she also is happy about their relationship and the way they communicate. But you know, I don't want to compare it to other people. I just want to be the best us. Well, most people are comparing things to something. If it's not the other couples, then you are comparing it to previous relationships, other marriages. You know, you have some type of example. Most people have a standard that they're setting, and I'm going to compare it to that standard all the time. And it is hard for people to come up with what works best for them. And as a wife coach, that is my goal, is to help people understand what love looks like for them, how it feels, what it sounds like, what it smells like, how it breathes. They need to define it for themselves, starting with them. And then they can go ahead and achieve it like it's a thing. So not according to what your grandma had 50 years ago, because that's not happening. These men is not taking care of us like that. Like, we not staying home like Susie Homemaker either. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So you have to define it for you. Some of y'all are polyamorous. Some of y'all are LGBTQIA. Some of y'all like traditional marriage. Some of y'all are non-traditional. Like, there are so many aspects of relationships now that you really have to define what you want and what it looks like for you. Because I guarantee you it's out there. You just need to know what it is. Let me get off my little infomercial. So let's talk Amelia and Bennett really quick. First things first. Which toothbrush are we taking? The purple or the blue one? I'm not sharing my toothbrush. I'm not sharing my toothbrush. Let me say it. I'm not sharing my toothbrush. I don't care what we do in the bedroom. I don't care about all the nasty stuff I might do with my mouth and you might do to me. The one thing we're not doing is sharing the toothbrush. If I don't have my toothbrush, I'm gonna buy one. If one is not readily available, I am going to use a towel and brush my teeth and my tongue with a towel until I can get me a toothbrush. Y'all, I don't know, y'all sharing toothbrushes with your spouse? Let me know down below in the comments. That's just gross. That's just gross. She said, listen, I'm with you. Let's stop talking about their hygiene because it's grossing us out. We find out that they actually went to Virginia to check out the area where her residency is going to be. So already you know that their answer is yes. Like, if he's already saying, I'm going to split my time 50-50, and now I'm gonna go with you since the pandemic is happening, it ain't shit happening here in Louisiana, and ain't shit happening in Virginia, I might as well go with you there. You already know that their answers are yes. But maybe that'll change with the family episode. We'll see next week. I doubt it. And I just be like, I don't understand why they be staging stuff so, because you know that you gotta let the crew come in the room, okay? Y'all really don't be waking up and y'all really don't be sleep. It's a stage. She put the book on her face. Maybe she did really go to sleep like that. I don't know. But I hate it. That's the one thing that I don't like, is we know that everything is staged. They are not in there when you wake up in the morning in the bed. Y'all have to get up and open the door and let them in. Or they using a key? Is they using a key? Do they have access to my house like that? Oh yeah, no, if that's the case, I can't be on Married at First Sight, because you can't have that kind of access to me. I have to let you in. Anyway, he says that she was singing in her sleep, and while she was singing in her sleep, that woke him up, and he had practiced the worm. Listen, y'all know how to do the worm. I know how to do the worm. I'm just too old to be down there and too heavy to be down there doing the worm, okay? What he was doing was more of a push-up and a plank combination. He needs to go and watch some YouTube videos to figure out how to do the worm. It's really rather easily. You really just kind of wiggling on the floor, but in a wave pattern, child. They also do the letters to their younger selves, and there were some things that were revealed to me in their letters. I thought that Amelia's letter was very heartfelt, and she incorporated him into her letter. For him, it was very rational, right? Talked about Charizard, and if he had it in mint condition, it would be worth 20 grand. And like she said, she understands that his, you know, money is tight for him, and so she understands the logic behind it, but she really wished that he would have brought her in. You could see when he was reading his letter how like disappointed he was. And I was really too hoping that he would turn it around and just be like, you know, but you're going to find something more valuable than the Charizard card. You're going to meet the love of your life. You know, he tried to clean it up and was like, you know, I just thought it was a given because I'm here with this 28-year-old beautiful woman, or whatever the hell he said. And the two things that I realized is that, yes, they are both the same kind of weird. However, Amelia is more of a romantic, whimsical kind of otherworldly, you know, ethereal creature kind of weird, right? I feel like I might have said this before, but I'm gonna just say it again. And he's more of a methodical, more of a systematic, very rational, very scientific, otherworldly weird, right? So though they're gonna work together, but you can see that he's always more logical and she's always out in the clouds and the rainbows with the flowers dancing in the daisy fields, right? Okay, that's just my thoughts. Let me tell you something. She said, can you sing me that lullaby you were singing last night? I'm gonna just be honest with you. I love a man that will sing to me. I don't care if he can't sing. I don't care if the words don't make sense. I'm like Amelia, I will go to sleep. My husband used to sing a song to me. Can't tell you which one it is right off top, but he used to sing it to me and I would go to sleep, especially when I wasn't feeling good. And he wasn't a singer, you know what I'm saying? We almost finished, because now we just gonna talk about them together. So Woody did the shopping. Amani and Woody did the shopping, or maybe all Woody did the shopping. He was like, we're gonna eat good. So that was nice. The kitchen is like a community space. So this is more like it is a retreat. So like a camping ground. I don't know if you went camping as kids. There was a cabin and then there was the mess hall. That is exactly what's happening. They collectively cook and clean, and you know, Miles is not a cooker, but he washes dishes good, is what Amani says. Karen did the cooking, put her foot in it. It actually looks really good. The one thing we all can agree on is that it looks like she throws down, okay? Like if she don't know how to do nothing else, food is delicious. Makes you be like, He called it karaoke. There it is. He as in Miles, but you gotta have more than just cooking skills. Yeah, you gotta be a little affectionate, and it's hard for a lot of us. I thought it was weird that Bennett was eating with the potato whipper, the whisper. Is that what it's called? The, you know, the thing, the whisk. It's not the potato whip, it's a whisper. It's like a whisper, a batter whisper thingy, stirrer thingy, you know, what's it called? Y'all tell me down below in the comments. Henry brings up Olivia and Brett, and everybody's all like, damn, you made it sound like they died. And here come Christina. Like, Christina, be quiet. Quit talking about other people's relationships. She's done that anytime they got together. She talks about she knew he was a fuck boy, and then she starts crying, and I thought, maybe you have some other underlying mental health issues, because I'm not understanding why you're crying, because you wish Olivia was here and that you think that she deserves to have this entire experience. That was weird. What are you crying for? Are you crying because your relationship isn't working out well? Because I'm so confused by those tears and that emotion. You know what? It's probably lady time. These last couple episodes have probably been filmed during lady time. Y'all know we be all over the place sometimes during lady time. That's gotta be it, because I can't understand no other reason. Woody is looking at her like, what the fuck? Henry is looking at her like, what the fuck? Woody's facial expressions are priceless. Like, it's nothing like Woody's expressions. Like, you know exactly what's going on. Miles is about to give them some information, ask some questions about how things are going, etc. And Bennett's so excited, he blurts out, we had sex. I thought, hilarious and cute. Is so excited. He's so excited to share that with everybody, that they've connected on a physical level. I actually wrote down this, and I think it all the time, but I wrote it down so that I can say it to y'all. Miles is very well spoken. His thoughts are clear and well thought out, and like, I'm impressed by the way he articulates his feelings and his emotions, his thoughts. Karen is the only person in the world that's not impressed by it, except for today when he started talking about his how he felt about the social injustices that are going on, and how as black people we have to, people think that we are supposed to pretend like everything is normal and go on with our day and be happy-go-lucky, and we can't. And I don't know if y'all remember when it all started happening, okay? I don't know if y'all remember feeling that way. I felt like when I went to work, I still had to be, and of course it was virtually, right? Or I was teleworking, but I'm still teleworking. But I don't know if you felt like that. Like, I felt like everybody wanted me to be regular, plain, get it done, Talisa, and I had to take some days off because I was hating everybody white, okay? I was hating everybody who didn't understand that Black Lives Matter. I'm keeping it a band. Like, I needed to separate myself because I was not okay. Like, and thinking about it now, I am not okay. Like, so I wholeheartedly definitely empathized, understood, felt what he was saying, because I felt that way. I don't know, y'all, let's not talk about it, but if you want to tell me, let me know down below in the comments. And of course, here she is. She knew that they had talked about it, but didn't know he would share and be so open. But that's who he is. And right now you find that honorable and you like that, Karen. That's who he's been the whole time. And you have not been enjoying that part of him, being able to express himself. Like, that's the thing that most of us want. I want to hear how you feel and what you think. Anyway, Christina and her, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Christina, hush. Then she goes on to say how glad she is to be with her friends and to connect with her friends. Henry and Woody is like, are you kidding me? See, the thing is, Henry isn't sharing all this stuff with everybody. He trusts Woody. Woody is his buddy. Woody and Miles, they are his buddies, and I think that he really trusts them and values their opinion, so he opens up a lot when it comes to them. He opens up with everybody but Christina. So when they ask them about, you know, how things are going, and Amani is all like, I'm asking you, Woody, you know, I mean, I'm asking you, Henry. I was just like, he's trying to be polite. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to throw her under the bus, though. He needs to probably figure out how to articulate how he feels about her dishonesty. And then she's talking in circles, talking about she's hopeful and that she still sees potential. She just needs a place to stay and wants to be loved by someone who's going to treat her right. Yeah, I just thought it was a little weird. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. But Woody makes it plain, like, listen, I wouldn't be able to operate on hope. Y'all need to figure it out. Yes, you need to know yes or no. Do you want to be in this marriage or not? Henry is just there too to finish out the experiment. Like, that's not cool either. So they both weird and not in a good way. I am going to say Christina says she learned that she wants someone who wants her back. But for her to follow it up with there's some potential, there's not. It's been 16 weeks. You wasn't there that often. Y'all ain't get to know each other. It's still awkward silence. Listen, he don't like you. You just want somebody to be with because you know you really don't like him either. So you see a couple of the ladies and a couple of the guys get together separately. Missing from the guys is Woody. Missing from the girls is, or missing from the ladies is Karen. Because we didn't see her. Maybe she was there late and they didn't say nothing. I don't know. But they talked about sacrifices. And of course, the biggest sacrifice so far is Bennett moving with Amelia to Virginia. And Miles put it plain, I wouldn't be able to do it. I ain't gonna do it. I couldn't do it. I think a lot of black people would be like, I don't think I could follow him. I just met him. Not saying they can if you've been in a committed relationship for a while, but saying I wouldn't be able to do it because I just met you 16 weeks ago. I'm not finna uproot my life and follow you to fucking Virginia. Girl, I don't know you. I'm in agreement. Y'all let me know. Y'all following Amelia? Yo, Amelia? Yo, Amelia. Or, Andre, whoever. Y'all following them? Honestly, I think Deneen is going to be the only one that says that she would go. But I don't know if she would go at 16 weeks. So y'all let me know down below in the comments. Everybody's confused about what Henry is saying about Christina. Like, he's confused. Bennett says he's confused and don't know what Henry's talking about. Like, I think we all feel that kind of way. And then here's the one that was more eye-opening. Like, he's really getting it. When they asked Miles how he feels about Karen and I think decision day or whatever, so Miles gives that traditional teacher response, you know, talks about all the good things. She's a good woman, she's got all these great qualities about her, blase blase blase, but I don't know if I would say yes right now. I don't know. That pause said a lot. Y'all do know the word but negates anything prior to the comma, right? So that but there's no physical intimacy, but I don't know that if she really likes me, but I don't know, and I need to figure it out. And so he goes and he speaks with his homeboy Woody. Glad to see Woody, glad to have a conversation. And y'all remember when Woody had said to him, do you think that Karen really likes you? He was like, oh yeah. He was like, oh yeah. Y'all excuse me, I had to fix the camera a little bit. It still feel like it's falling. All right, I hope it's not crooked. It seems straightforward. If it's been crooked or whatever, I've been improvising today. I always got some issue, Nana. Okay, so he needed to talk to his good homeboy, his buddy Woody. When Miles said in that little diary cam producer confessional thing, I don't know why, I never know what to call it. You know, we've been growing constantly and getting to know each other. Just something just doesn't feel right. I'm thinking to myself, good for you for like understanding and listening to your entire being, listening to your solar plexus, knowing that, you know what, yeah, we're growing, but not in the direction that you want it to go. Like, I'm glad you're coming into your own and understanding what your needs are, Miles. Listen, and Miles straight up tells Woody, listen, I was thinking that this time, this COVID time and reflection time together would make us stronger, but it's been 2 or 3 months and there is no affection, no intimacy, and he's frustrated, and he done lost 20 pounds. Y'all can tell that he done lost a little weight because all he doing is working out to get rid of that frustration that he's been experiencing. He was like, we've been going at Karen's comfortable place, and I promised her that I would not try and make her do anything that she doesn't want to do. You're gonna be waiting on her forever, and it's not about making her do what she don't want to do. You have to know that she wants to do it, and you already said you ain't been getting that vibe, brother. So that's how come you ain't made no moves. Like, we tell you with our energy, and when we touch you and rub up on you and fill up on you, and the way we kiss you and how passionate it is, honey, even if we don't initiate them first moves, we let you know that it's okay. And Woody always says something with his crazy self that's profound. He's like, you gotta give me a timeline. You gotta say something. It ain't been nothing. And listen, he didn't mean like, okay, in 2 weeks we could go. But you gotta tell me that you're attracted to me. You gotta show me and tell me we moving in the right direction, that I'm really feeling you, just hanging there, and be patient with me because I really like you and I really enjoy your company. You gotta say something. But she ain't giving him nothing, and Woody is saying it like it is. I wouldn't be dealing with this, okay? I would not. It would be over. I would be out. He is not lying. Y'all could be mad at him, but understand that I'm sure the fellas understand what he's saying about the situation. Woody asks him, you know, hey, listen, so what if you connect on all levels and then you have sex and it's complete trash? Like, he didn't even mince words. He wasn't even like, and you don't like it. He was like, it's complete trash. The one thing I like about Woody is he has been his authentic self. Hood boy, but very educated, very real and relatable this entire time. I like that about him. But I'm gonna have to disagree, because if I connect with you on every level and we have sex, I'm gonna connect with you there too, and here's why. Sex is 80% mental, 20% work. Your mind is already, oh, I can't wait to get to you, that it is explosive. And anything that is not good, you can work on. I mean, that's what you should do. You should be communicating your likes and dislikes, especially when all the shit aligns. I'm just saying, y'all let me know if you disagree with that down below in the comments. I'm with Woody though, they need to try it all. Like, I mean, even if you don't have sex, like the virgin last year, right? If y'all get along really well, and you think it's some things that you're willing to work on, then yeah. But spending time with somebody so often, all the time, it's inevitable if you really like them or you're really into them that you're gonna have sex. It's inevitable. So the last thing we saw pretty much was them playing a game, Strange Spouse. And it's just pretty much all four couples get up and they ask a series of questions and you get X amount of points. And it's really like the newlywed game, right? You really got to see who had been spending time getting to know one another. Oddly enough, Henry and Christina answered a lot of questions right. For people who don't talk and don't know much about each other, they answered a lot of the questions right. So did Karen and Miles. They won with the 26 points. And the reason they won is because all they do is talk. All they do is get to know one another, which could work in their favor. Because they have all these conversations, that means they're having insignificant ones and large ones too. I'm hoping that maybe that there's some hope for them. Not if Miles can't, you know, fill up on you and know that you want him. Like, where is that? That's what I want. I want to see her say, I want you, Miles. She's not said that. So, because, you know, Christina with her mouth, even though you guys have your issues, you know, you can tell that you guys are connected and I'm really hopeful. Shut the fuck up. And then Amani and Woody were right there with 21. Like, I was hoping that they didn't get too low, because that would mean, is your connection false? Is it a farce? Is it only sexual? But they do have conversations, and I'm glad that they did not like bomb out. Like Amelia and Bennett. Which one of y'all said it last week? Other than me, that said that they don't really have substantial conversations. Amelia don't say much. Bennett says a lot. And so I could see how they got low points. Like, all they do is gaze and she smiles and agrees. That ends this episode. Here's where I stand. Amelia and Bennett have already said yes, especially if he's going in Virginia, checking out where they're going to stay. Christina will probably say yes, and Henry gonna look at her like she crazy. No, because you're dishonest, right? Karen and Miles, it's a tough one. I still say they should say no. They could say no and just date outside of Married at First Sight. Just not be married, or stay married and get to know each other a little more. I don't know how that's gonna work. I feel like one of them is going to say yes and one going to say no. Karen is likely going to say no. I don't know. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. I'm still saying no. Amani and Woody, I'm still going to go with yes, even though like next week they try to tease us and make us think that something's awry. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 14, Stranger Spouse. If it is your first time visiting my channel, you need to stay. And to do that, you need to click the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so you're alerted of when I upload videos. Share with your friends. You know, you and your girlfriends and your homeboys be watching Married at First Sight, or y'all be talking about it. That's who I am, right? We talking about it together, so share so they can get in on the conversation. Like this video so that YouTube's algorithms can know that y'all like me and be like, go check out Talisa. Start telling people, other people who watch this show and watch these reviews, that they should be checking me out. I love you in real life, and I want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.